Hello and welcome to day 15 of my 40-day water fast. Well, today I went to my friend's birthday party. There's probably about 20-25 people in attendance. A beautiful table filled with food, mostly vegetarian, lovely delights. They were frying up garlic and people's eyes were watering and sneezing. If you've visited Thailand before, it seems that when people do fry up garlic, it spreads this beautiful aroma, but it makes you sneeze for some reason or another. So I didn't have much difficulty with staying away from the food. In fact, I didn't want to stay away. I went to the table and looked at everything, and it didn't shove my nose to smell things, but had a good look and enjoyed watching people enjoy themselves. An hour after that, time came for the birthday cake, and of course, birthday cake was passed around, and I was offered cake as I was offered food, obviously. My Thai hostess, whose birthday it was, didn't really understand what the fasting was, as many Thais and other people from the Lisu Hill tribe, for example, just don't really have that in this culture. Of course, there's Thais that must fast, but it's not a common thing to discuss. So trying to say, I'm not eating, I'm fasting, is a kind of a weird thing. Now, the thing that struck me most was my feeling of not alienation, but this, you're set aside because you're not eating. People talking to me, I'm integrated is all well, but it's really just plain weird to be there with nothing in your hand. And in fact, at one point, to make a joke on a friend who had put his ice cream covered chocolate cake that had the density of fudge, well, I grabbed it and held it in my hand, and as I held it in my hands, I actually felt better and part of the group. So this is part of water fasting. It's observing how food is part of us, part of the exchange, part of the smiles, part of the yum. It connects people who don't necessarily have the same language. And to remove yourself from that is a nifty experiment once in a while. Another thing I'd like to mention is just people were very curious, obviously. I am blessed to be living in a place where people know what fasting is. Many people have tried it. They are surprised that I'm doing a water fast and that I have been doing it for 15 days, but they do understand. They had many questions, some, very, very interesting in respects to, was it a spiritual endeavor? How do I feel? What are the changes I'm going through? And some were just, quite simple, but it was very enjoyable to answer them all. I mention this because I think if I were in North America, even just from the emails I get from my North American friends, I would get much more of a, you're dumb, you're stupid, why are you doing this? You're hurting your body, they would have gone on and on. And I have a friend who mentioned to not, hi Nathan, who mentioned not to tell anyone you're fasting until you're done. I think you have to gauge who you tell and where you are and what's going on. I think it would be very difficult to be amongst people that think that it is extremely stupid to fast and to see them every day while the fast goes on. They will wear you down, I do believe. But I am supported, so I can't really speak for that as a complete fact. Sorry about yesterday, by the way. Day 14 was posted to CureZone. There was an error in uploading in CureZone, so the video actually never really played there. Also, at the same time, I made an error on yogayak.com. Made a little typo, so day 14 didn't show up on Yogayak. And as well, for the last week, the main page for my vlog, yogayak.com/Michel, was actually reporting an error. You could still sort of navigate around, but it gave you an error. Fix those things, and thank you very much for those who actually said, what's wrong? I was curious to see the video, because it is interesting. It talks about, am I cheating with lime, or had I been cheating with lime, which I do believe I had been, but the salt still remains as a question. The salt water flush, there's the debate that I'd like to really get an answer to, and I started posting about that. By drinking a liter of salt water, by it flushing through my body, am I sort of not doing a water fast because of that? Now, I'd like to have a pseudoscientific explanation, whereas, your body will retain a certain amount of salt. This will affect your circulation or digestion or something, because it seems to me logically that during the 40-day master cleanse, I would do this every morning religiously, and it would clear things out. And now when I do feel the need, I do it, and it clears things out and I feel better. So the logical part is, if there's toxins in me, and I know they're toxins because when they come out they're completely black. It's not just like a normal bowel movement, they're flushed out and they're black. So this is not good stuff for me. If I keep this inside and I'm not eating, it's going to take days for it to maybe make its way out. So please, someone, tell me why a water fast or should not include salt, or tell me that, you know, a salt water flush does actually not affect your system. Very curious about that. I'd like to lay this down on camera so that whoever is seeing this in the future may get the same help. So as usual, I'm going to say it. If you have any questions, comments, propositions, complaints, suggestions, maybe I said that already, michel@yogayak.com is my main email, and the blog is yogayak.com/Michel. Quickly in closing, every day I seem to promise this yoga class that I'm going to film with my partner Jen, and also a breathing exercise. Now, the reason it wasn't done today was that I was floored by the heat again. It was humid and hot, and even if I had gone to bed early, actually I had a great night's sleep because I did go to bed early, and I got up around, I think, 8, which is very rare for me, or maybe even earlier. Is that by the time it came to film around 1 o'clock, I had gone out a little bit. I was completely floored. So knowing that I had a birthday party, I did have a 3 or 4 hour nap. So again, this is proof that I think my body's slowing down. I'm being told by my body now that you can keep fasting, but you're not going to run around and work all night. You're going to have to start laying down, and I'm going to listen. I'm going to try less and less to do work, even just sitting at the computer. In bed probably is a good thing, and tomorrow we'll probably have a video from bed, and hopefully tomorrow morning, when it's not too hot, film that yoga class. Wish you all a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, tea time, lunch break, breakfast, anything you might be going through, and I shall talk to you very shortly.